Hey guys, and welcome to week 9 of the UCL. Last week we lost against Knockoff Knight and his Marvel Manectric, which means we have to win this match to have a chance at making playoffs. However, I'm just gonna say it right here, even if we win this match, there is no way for us to make playoffs anymore. Because unfortunately Knight beat Seacor, which means Knight will have a better record than us no matter what. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that our UCL run will come to an end after this week. I really would have loved to make playoffs, but unfortunately we didn't. But anyway, because there is no way for us to make playoffs anymore, I didn't really put a lot of effort, or a lot of time rather, in prepping for this match. But yeah, let's have a look at the team my opponent brought before we get to my team. So my opponent's team consists of Mew, Tangrowth, Suicune, Mega Manectric, Volcarona, Dragonite, Conkeldurr, Donphan, Nihilego, Clefable, Ditto, Dusknoir, Silvally Steel, Sneasel, Hexerus and Komala. So he's got a lot of mons because he has a lot of single type mons. His Z captains, by the way, are Mew and the Volcarona. So Mew is able to fire off the, what's it called, its special Z move, I forgot its name. So yeah, that can be really scary because it will be able to set up psychic terrain with that and then power up its psychic type moves. So that's pretty scary, and Volcarona as a Z captain is also really scary because it can just set up and go for, I don't know, an Inferno Overdrive and just nuke something. So yeah, that is also really scary. But yeah, out of all of his mons, I think he's gonna bring a Mew for sure because I just feel like, well, Mew is so versatile, you don't know what to expect from it. So it can be fit on pretty much any team, and I feel like I don't really have a lot of mons that can handle it rather well. I also think he's gonna bring Suicune because that thing is pretty bulky. It is a really bulky water type, so that helps against Landorus, I feel like. Another mon I think he's gonna bring is Mega Manectric for sure because that thing is really fast. It outspeeds non-Scarf Lando, can go for HP Ice, and I'm pretty sure it can OHKO me if I'm not defensive. So yeah, that's really scary, and Mega Manectric just has a really good matchup against my team. I don't really have a good switch into that thing. Volcarona is a mon I definitely can see coming and I'm really afraid of because that thing, if that thing is able to set up, I don't really have anything to stop it. My only good fire resist is Tentacruel, but Volcarona can just run Psychic and maybe the Psyche MZ for a Z Psychic and just kill my Tentacruel, so that doesn't really help either. And Conkeldurr is also a mon I think he's gonna bring because that thing just hits so hard with a Guts boost after a Flame Orb. That thing will just hit really hard. I don't really have a solid switch into that thing either. Well, maybe my Landorus, but he can just pack Ice Punch and, well, kill that thing, so yeah. So yeah, those 5 are mons. I think he's gonna bring Mew, Suicune, Mega Manectric, Volcarona and Conkeldurr. And for a 6th mon, I don't really know. I'm thinking maybe Dragonite because I feel like that thing can put in work against me. Donphan is also a mon I could see coming because it's pretty bulky and that's pretty nice for him, I guess. And Nihilego is a mon I'm pretty afraid of as well. And Clefable because I don't really have a way to kill Clefable. Well, I do have Mega Scissor, but I'm not bringing Scissor because I feel like it doesn't really have a good matchup this match. And Clefable can also just pack Flamethrower to kill Mega Scissor. So yeah, those are the mons I think he can bring against me. As I said, he's got a really scary team. So yeah, let's have a look at the team I brought against him. So starting off is Saber Strike to Raikou. I'm bringing the Assault Vest this week because I really needed to switch into Mega Manectric. So it's pretty similar to last week when I brought AV Raikou for the Tapu Koko. So yes, Raikou is my best switch into Mega Manectric. Even though that thing can just Volt Switch on me, I do take its moves rather well. I'm bringing T-Bolt, Signal Beam for the Mew and the Tangrowth. HP Ice is there to hit the Dragonite and, well, the Donphan as well. And Volt Switch to, well, Volt Switch out, I guess. He doesn't really have a lot of ground type. Well, his only ground type is the Donphan, and yeah, Donphan, I can just HP Ice that thing, and I'm not really sure if he's gonna bring Donphan. If he doesn't bring it, I can just Volt Switch on everything, which will be really nice. As for my EVs, it's pretty much a standard EV spread, max speed, timid, because that way I speed tie with a Jolly Sneasel and max attack with 4 in defense. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Raikou. As I said, it's there to deal with the Mega Manectric. But up next is Caesar the Infernape. I'm bringing Choice Scarf Infernape because I really needed something that can outspeed Volcarona at +1. And that's why I'm also carrying Rock Slide, because then I can outspeed a +1 Volcarona and just OHKO it with Rock Slide, so it will be really nice. U-turn is there for a switch initiative. Flare Blitz is there to hit pretty much everything. He doesn't really have a lot of switches to that, except for the Suicune and, well, probably the Donphan, because that thing is really bulky in physical defense. And I'm also carrying Gunk Shot to hit the Clefable, because otherwise Clefable kinda walls my Infernape set. As for my EV spread, just like with Raikou, it's pretty standard, just max speed, max attack with a Jolly Nature and 4 in defense, nothing too special. So yeah, that's it for Infernape. Next up is Landorus. I'm bringing defensive Lando because, as I said, it is my best switch into Conkeldurr, even though that thing can just carry Ice Punch. But having the Rocky Helmet and just getting some chip off against that thing, or well, any of his other physically offensive mons like Dragonite or Hexerus, that really helps. Landorus is also there for them, well, Dragonite and Hexerus, as I said. I'm carrying EQ, best stab move, Rock Tomb, because Rock Tomb OHKOs the Volcarona, and it also helps slowing down the Dragonite if that thing tries to set up in my face. I'm also carrying U-Turn because having momentum is nice, and Stealth Rock. As for my EVs, max HP, 172 in defense with an Impish Nature. I'm not really sure what that defense investment is for. Well, I think it was just my remainder, the remainder of my EVs, because I put 8 in Spadef to live a HP Ice from Mega Manectric from full, so that is really nice, and 76 in speed to outspeed no speed Mew. So yeah, as I said, the remainder of my EVs were just put in defense to allow that thing to take moves from Dragonite and Hexerus better, as I said, as well as Conkeldurr. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Landorus. Up next is Kyurem B. I needed to bring this thing because it pretty much hits his entire team. Nothing really wants to take an Ice Beam from this thing except for Suicune, but I do have Fusion Bolt for that thing. So yeah, Ice Beam is there, main stab, Fusion Bolt is there for Suicune, as I said. Ironet is there to hit the Clefable, and Rock Slide is there to OHKO the Volcarona, since I'm really scared of Volcarona, as I said. I'm also carrying AV to take moves from Volcarona better, well, pretty much Volcarona really. Well, by the way, also Mega Manectric, so I have a second switch into that thing next to Raikou. But yeah, that's it for its moveset. As for my EVs, I'm bringing, let's have a look, enough speed to outspeed Jolly Dragonite, so that is nice. I have enough Spatek EVs to hit KO Assault Vest Tangrowth with Ice Beam, so that might come in really clutch, and I put the remainder just in attack with a Lonely Nature, just to hit harder with Fusion Bolt. Well, pretty much my, what's it called, my physical moves. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Kyurem. Up next is Tentacruel, Kraken the Tentacruel with a Black Sludge, a Liquid Ooze, Sludge Wave, Surf, Toxic Spikes and Haze. These spikes will be really useful, I feel like, because he has a lot of really fast and fast mons that can just hit hard, like Mega Manectric and Volcarona, and having those things toxic can be really nice because it will wear those down, and then I can maybe send in my Infernape and revenge kill them. And also against the Mew, having T-Spikes up really helps, because Mew does have the, what's it called, the Synchronize ability, and with the T-Spikes that doesn't activate, and Mew can also be really bulky, so having that thing toxic is nice, as well as with the Suicune or the Tangrowth. So yeah, T-Spikes I feel like will be really useful. So yeah, as I said, I'm also carrying Sludge Wave and Surf. Sludge Wave is there to basically hit the Tangrowth and the Clefable. Surf is there to hit the Volcarona and, well, pretty much its main step next to Sludge Wave. And Haze is there to, well, because he has a lot of setup sweepers like the Dragonite, like the Mew, like the Volcarona. So going for Haze and getting rid of all those stat changes might come in really clutch. As for my EVs, I'm bringing Match HP, Max Pedef with 4 in speed, because that way I outspeed non-speed infested Mew. So yeah, I needed a specially defensive mon to take moves from, what's it called, Volcarona. Unless that thing has Psychic, of course, and Nihilego. Tentacruel is my best switch into the Nihilego. And Tentacruel also switches into Clefable pretty well, because Clefable can't really touch me, so yeah, that is also really nice. But yeah, last but not least is Boombox the X-Ploud. I really wanted to try this thing out, because I haven't brought it at all this season yet, so I decided to bring it for my last match. I'm not making playoffs, so I decided I wanted to bring a mon that's, well, fun to use and I wanted to use, so yeah. Here's X-Ploud, Choice Packs X-Ploud, because I really feel like this thing can put in work, because he basically has 0 switches to this thing. His only normal resists are the Silvally and the, what's it called, the Nihilego, but Nihilego will die to a EQ from full, it just OHKOs it. And I do have Fire Blast for the Silvally Steel. So yeah, Boom Burst just hits everything if he doesn't bring the Nihilego or the Silvally. I'm also carrying Sleep Talk because I didn't really need another move, because these moves pretty much hit everything. So yeah, Sleep Talk is there in case he has Sleep Powder 10 growth and he puts me to sleep. So maybe that will happen and Sleep Talk might come in clutch, we'll see. But as for my EVs, I'm bringing Max Attack with a Mother's Nature, hit as hard as possible with the Choice Packs, Boom Burst, pretty much destroys everything. I'm bringing enough speed to outspeed, I think, what's it called? I think the speed was there for Conkeldurr to outspeed max speed Conkeldurr. Yeah, I think it was there for that. And I put the remainder just in HP, just to give me some more bulk, which is really nice, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the team. As I said, I won't make playoffs, so the outcome of this match doesn't really matter. But I still hope it will be a fun match, so yeah, let's get right to the battle. Okay, so here we are with the battle, and as you guys can see, he brought the Mew, the Mega Manectric, the Dusknoir, the Ditto, the Donphan and the Clefable. So he brought a lot of things I didn't expect to see. I didn't expect to see the Dusknoir. Well, Ditto was a mon I had in mind, but I was more so expecting the Volcarona, which didn't come. Was also expecting the Suicune, but that thing didn't come either. The Conkeldurr didn't come. So yeah, a lot of things I predicted wrong. But yeah. So choosing my lead, I decided to lead off with my Infernape, since it outsped its entire team since I chose Scarf, and I could just U-turn out if the matchup didn't suit me, so I decided to do that, as he leads off with his Ditto, so he will copy my, well, Infernape. I'm switching into my Lando though, since my Infernape set can't touch Landorus, so that's pretty nice. So I go into my defensive Lando as he just goes for the U-turn. I get off some Rocky Helmet chip, so that is really nice. In comes the Mew though, and I don't want to take an Ice Beam since I'm predicting that thing to carry Ice Beam. So I go right out into my Assault Vest Raikou to take a move. He does in fact go for the Ice Beam, so that is really nice. I think I go for the Signal Beam right here to hit the Mew, but he switches out into his Dusknoir. So that could have been actually really risky for him if I carried the Shadow Ball. So unfortunately I did carry the Signal Beam instead of the Shadow Ball. If I carried the Shadow Ball, that would have been really nice, but I did carry the Signal Beam for the Tank Growth, which he didn't bring. So yeah, I'm going for the Volt Switch right here just to switch out, because I can't really... Well, actually I switch hard switch out into my Kraken. I don't know why I didn't go for Volt Switch. Well, I probably didn't want... I didn't want him to switch out into the Manectric or the Donphan, predicting my Volt Switch. I think I hard switched because of that reason, but anyway, he went for the Ice Punch, predicting my Lando. But I did switch into my Tentacruel, and I can now get up my Toxic Spikes, which is what I'm gonna do right here. So go for the T-Spikes as he switches out into his Mew. So I get up my T-Spikes, which is really nice, but the Mew is now in and I have to switch out. So I think I go into my Raikou again, but things aren't really looking good for me. I actually go into my Kyurem, I forgot about that. It's been a while since I played this match, so I can't really remember every turn anymore. But he goes for the Psychic, Kyurem takes it because of the Assault Vest, as I fire off an Ice Beam just to do some damage to his team. Ice Beam does a solid amount to his Clefable, so that I think it confirms that this thing is Fist Death. So that's good to know. I switch out into my Tentacruel as he goes for the Soft Boiled. But now I can get up my second layer of T-Spikes, because I really want this thing to get toxic, or his team to get toxic rather than poisoned, since he does have a really bulky Dusknoir and Mew. But in comes the Donphan, that thing does get poisoned, but he will go for the Rapid Spin, so predicting that I go out into my Landorus to get off some Rocky Helmet damage. And also Lando could just take an EQ as well. I think I go for the U-turn right here on his Dusknoir switch. So he does frisk my Rocky Helmet, but that didn't matter because he already knew that. So I go for the U-turn on the Dusknoir, and now I finally have some momentum and I can get in my Boombox the Exploud, and I can just decimate anything with Boomburst. Because he doesn't have a switch in at all to this thing, so that is really nice. I go for the Boomburst, Choice Specs Boomburst, knocks out the Donphan, so one man is down. In comes the Mega Manectric though, so I have to switch out, go into my designated Manectric switching, which is the Raikou. As he goes for the Volt Switch, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's the Volt Switch. I do take almost nothing from that because of the Resist and the Assault Vest. In comes the Dusknoir now, so I go for the Volt Switch since he doesn't have a electric immunity anymore. So I go for the Volt Switch, does a solid amount actually to the Dusknoir. I go into my Tentacruel, predicting the Ice Punch or any other move, but he very nicely predicts my Tentacle switch and goes for the EQ. Here though I feel like Kraken has pretty much done its job since, it still handles the Clefable pretty well, but I do still have my Boombox to explode, and well, Kraken gets pretty much outsped by the entirety of his team. So I decide to sack off my Kraken and decide to set up my T-Spikes because I really feel like they will be useful as he kills me with the EQ. So unfortunately Kraken goes down, but I can get in my Explode again for free and just kill something again with Boom Burst. So I go for the Boom Burst, it does a lot to Dusknoir, it does live unfortunately and will be able to get off some damage with the EQ. But that's fine with me, I can get off a second Boom Burst and just kill the Dusknoir. So Explode picking up its second kill in its first match in the season, really crazy. In comes the Ditto though, that thing is Choice Scarf most likely and will outspeed me and kill me with Boom Burst. So I have to switch right here, I go out into my Saber Strike because I will be able to take a Boom Burst. But unfortunately he does crit me. I'm pretty sure it didn't matter though because he is most likely Choice Scarf and he would kill me with a second Boom Burst, so it didn't really matter I feel like. So yeah, unfortunately Saber Strike goes down as he takes some more poison damage, but now I can get in my Caesar because I will be able to outspeed him because I'm Choice Scarf myself. So I go for the U-turn actually, predicting his Clefable switch. I thought I went for the Flare Blitz, but my past self was smarter than my current self, I guess, and I went for the U-turn predicting the Clefable, so now I can get in my Boom Burst. Boombox, I don't know why I keep calling this thing Boom Burst. But Explode does a lot with Boom Burst as he goes for the Moonblast, does a solid amount to me, does get a Protect Drop which kinda sucks, but doesn't really matter as you guys can see because I will still be able to kill this Clefable with the Boom Burst. So Explode grabbing 3 kills in this match, really crazy. In comes the Ditto again. Since Explode is really low and it gets outsped by the Mew and the Mega Manectric, I decide to sack off Explode to this Ditto right here, so he kills me with Boom Burst. So unfortunately Explode is gone, but it really put in work this match, killing 3 of his mons. So yeah, Ditto is now really low as well. I get in my Clefable, my Infernape right now. I will be able to outspeed it and go for the Flare Blitz to kill the Ditto. So yeah, Ditto is down, that's really nice. So he only has Mega Manectric left and his Mew, which is really nice for me. In comes the Manectric now, I switch out right here because of the Intimidate drop. I go out into my Lando because I will be able to take a T-Bolt. I really thought he would go for the T-Bolt and wouldn't predict my switch and go for the HP Ice because he couldn't really risk that because Infernape could do a lot to him. And well, T-Bolt was pretty obvious I felt like, so I went into my Lando and Lando was kinda, well, not really useless, but it didn't really do much anymore since it got outsped by Mew and would die to an Ice Beam. But yeah, I go into my Lando, take the T-Bolt, and right here, according to my calcs, it is a roll to die from an HP Ice, but the roll is in my favor, so if things go according to, well, my plan, I guess, I will live an HP Ice and kill this thing with the EQ, so I stay in and go for the EQ as he goes for the HP Ice, and as you guys can see, he does get a high roll, so unfortunately for me, my Landorus goes down and Manectric still lives, so that really sucked. Getting rid of this Manectric would have been really useful, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I have to get in my Kyurem right here because I think Manectric didn't die to Flare Blitz from this range, I'm pretty sure. So in comes my Kyurem, I will be able to take any of its moves since I'm Assault Vest. He goes for the Flamethrower as I fire off an Ice Beam to knock out his Manectric. Unfortunately it does live, but it's almost dead. Right here though I pretty much misplay because I really wanted to switch out into my Infernape to take the Flamethrower, but in the back of my mind I really thought he would predict that and go for a T-Bolt, and if he would have done that then he would have killed my Infernape and things would have been really bad. So I decided to stay in, but he went for the Flamethrower. He does crit me and I take him out with the Ice Beam, but I'm not sure if that crit mattered because I would have been pretty low either way. But in comes the Mew right here and he will kill me with a Psychic. So yeah, Kyurem goes down and now in comes my Infernape, but Infernape won't be able to kill this Mew because it's still, well, it's at 88%, that's too high, and I go for the Flare Blitz, even a crit won't knock it out. So yeah, Infernape goes down to the G-move right here, the, what's it called? Genesis Supernova, and yeah, unfortunately Infernape goes down right here and we lose this match with a narrow 1-0. So yeah, going back a few turns, the turn that I decided to stay in with my Kyurem, if I would have swapped out into my Infernape and taken the Flamethrower, well, I would have lived the flamethrower obviously, and Manectric would have died to the toxic, to the poison from the T-spikes. Then Mew would have come in, but I could still go for the U-turn, outspeeding this thing. So I would have went for the U-turn, would have gotten a lot of damage off against the Mew, and would have gotten in my Kyurem. I feel like Kyurem probably would have died from a Psychic into Genesis Supernova, but after that I could have just gotten in my Infernape and killed it with a Flare Blitz. So yeah, I really misplayed there. I should have just went into my Infernape. But then again, I did get crit with a flamethrower right here, but I'm still not sure if that mattered, because he did have the Genesis Supernova, and even if I didn't get crit with Genesis Supernova, I would have probably knocked out my Kyurem, and then Psychic could just finish off my Infernape. So yeah, I just misplayed this turn, which really sucked, because I would have loved to taken a win the last match of the season, but unfortunately we didn't. So yeah, unfortunately our UCL run is gonna end right here. Unfortunately we didn't make playoffs, but anyway, if you still like this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!